Techniques for answering oral English. 3 types of sounds to know ahead of the oral English for WASSCE 2023. The oral English for WASSCE has 60 items or questions. Candidate taking the WASSCE are to answer them all. The 60 items are divided into categories numbered Test 1 to Test 8. Test 1, Test 2, 3, 4, and 5 have to do with the 3 basic sounds, which are the initial sound, medial sound, and final sound. Initial sounds are sounds you can find at the beginning, medial sounds in the middle of a word, final sound at the end of a word. So, the first sound produced when pronouncing a word. For example, if you produce the word sheep, the first sound is sh. In cheat, the first sound is ch. And in beat, the first sound or initial sound is p. Medial sound, that's the sound produced in the middle of a word. For example, sheep, the middle sound is e. Cheat, the middle sound is E, and in beat, the middle sound is E. So sounds that are found in the middle of a word are called middle or medial sounds. Final sound. This is the sound produced at the end of a word. For example, seed, the is the final sound, and in beat, is the final sound. Test 1 has 15 items, 1 to 15, lettered A to C. Test 2 has 15 items, number 15 to number 30. Test 3 has 10 items, starting from number 31 to number 40. No sooner the play button is pressed to play, your attention should be on every word in the test. Just pay rapt attention. One of the speakers will start giving instructions, followed by 2 examples. After the examples, one of the speakers will say, "Listen carefully. In this test, there are 3 words to a line. You will begin to shade on your answer sheet when you hear one of the speakers saying, 'Now get ready to answer the rest of test 1 on your answer sheet. Start at number 1. For example, the speaker produced the word number 1, cheat. Which is the right option? So there are differences among the words in terms of initial, medial, and final sound. So test 1, 2, and 3 are the same explanation and techniques. Test 4. In test 4, there are 3 sentential options. Among the 3 optional sentences, the speaker will read one of them, and you should be smart enough to detect the actual word pronounced by the speaker. These are words with almost the same sound but different in spelling and meaning. For example, the speaker will say, "The war was caused by his bribe." Which is the right answer? Example 2. He just found his father. Which one do you think is the right answer? You realize that all those with found, fan, and phone sound similar, but check the differences which found in the middle. Test 5. This test is about rhyming schemes. The middle and the final sounds are combined to pronounce the word. For example, the speaker may pronounce the word sing, while in the options you will see singe, wing, sink, and snake. Which word had the same medial and final sound with the word produce? So you realize that B is the correct option because it had the same medial and final sound with the speaker's word. It's hard to see in the option the very word pronounced by the speaker. So sing and wink had the same medial and final sound. Test 6. This test is focusing on questions and answers. The responses that will be made by one of the speakers on the numbered items are referred to as answers. To make it simple, the following rules must be considered. Rule 1. The responses or answers that will be provided by one of the speakers is what is referred to as stress word. So the stress word is pronounced with some amount of breath, forced to differentiate it from the other words. The unstressed word in the options carries the correct answer. So the answer the speaker will say, one of the words will be stress. Note that word. Option that does not contain that answer, that stress word is the answer. For example, when the speaker says, he borrowed my phone. Here, the stress word is borrowed. Which of the options does not contain the word borrowed? You see that A, there is borrowed. C, there is borrowed. But B, there's no borrow, so B is the answer. Rule 2. At times, the stress word is not present in the three options. The candidate should consider one of the following: what, whose, which, where, who, when, which correspond with the statement of the speaker. Example, Patrick Madamowi has gone to the park, said one of the speakers. A. Where has Patrick Madamowi gone? B. Is Patrick Maui gone to school? C. What has Patrick Madamowi done? The correct option is A. Test 7. Content and techniques. This test focuses on intonation. In this test, you will hear a short conversation between a man and a woman. The candidate must be able to detect which of the speakers in the conversation is rude or polite, certain or not certain, sure or not sure, angry or not angry, admiring or not admiring, surprised or not, happy or sad, agrees or disagree. So observe these rules. Rule 1. Intonation. This simply means the rise and fall in the sound of your voice when you speak. When the voice of any of the speakers falls, it shows that he or she is sure of what is being said. But when the voice rises suddenly, as if one is asking the question, it clearly shows that the speaker is not sure. Obviously, when the speaker asks a question, it shows he or she is not sure. For example, speaker A, he was fine. In this example, the fall in the tone of the voice means that the speaker is sure or certain that he was fine. Speaker B, he was fine. In this example, the rise in the tone of the voice means that the speaker is not sure or not certain that he was fine. Test 8. In Test 8, the examiners are testing the candidate's ability to answer questions whose answers are not apparent in the passage read. For example, it was in January when Mr. Idrisu got an appointment from one of the national banks to work in Kumasi. He decided to settle in Kumasi with his family. He was very curious to let his two sons go to school and to pay his younger brother's university fees. One, what kind of family does Mr. Idrisu live in? You can get extended family. 2, At what season did Mr. Edochie leave for Kumasi? Dry season. These answers are not written in the passage, but you must understand and get them. So the examiners are testing the candidate's ability to answer questions whose answers are not clearly stated in the passage. You must understand the passage and select the right options. Good luck to all our cherished viewers.